Well, here she is, all put back together. I've got her clipped onto my long wire. It's a couple hours before sunset, so the upper bands haven't quite shut down, the lower bands haven't quite opened up. But there's the Canadian time station coming in up around 8 megahertz, just below or above, I don't know, right around there. The way I like to use these, the band spread tuning, you would usually put it at 0 and then tune your dial to a mark like 4 megahertz, and then this would give you 4 to 100 kc up. So what I like to do though is I like to put the band spread at about 10 and then use it as a fine tune. So I can fine tune the station there and then use the main tuning just for scanning.
At 25+% off because it was such a popular sales.
Oh boy, Alex Jones. Let's keep scanning.
WRMI, Okeechobee, Florida, United States of America.
Shortwave station out of Florida. See, I'm getting down on the low frequencies now, 5. Not much going on down around 3 megahertz yet. The sun's not down. Let's try the upper bands.
Info at WRMI.net or by regular mail to WRMI.
And that's
52685
somewhere between 11 and 12 megahertz.
33152.
Shortwave bands still have some activity on them. And then of course the AM broadcast band works great. It's the strongest band. Of course that was kind of what they were built around when they built these radios. I don't have a ground hooked up, I just have it clipped onto my long wire at the present time.
For the freedom to listen to God's word on the radio, and call your radio station or write them a letter and tell them that you really appreciate it.
That's about...
Thank you for that, and thank you for listening. Go online.
That's only about 20 degrees up on the volume control. I mean, it's got so much audio.
Radio Network. Religion keeps telling you to change from the outside.
I mean, a quarter of the way up, and that's pretty loud. It's just got crazy audio gain.
I have to get to sleep.
Tom had a stressful day, and now he can't shut down at bedtime.
Sleep.
To fall asleep.
Call me naive. There's hundreds of guys, maybe not hundreds, but call me naive. I would like to think that the owners of the teams do. If you are in the Hall of Fame as a representative from an NFL team, I would like to think...
The old speaker's got just a little bit of rattle to it.
Rooney's? I would like to think that if there were a member of the Steelers, a Hall of Fame class that was just, you know...
I'm thinking about replacing the speaker yet.
Family and go, can I just...
Well, I went ahead and replaced the speaker in the old Echophone. The last thing that had to be done. And, man, the audio is much better. We're up on the upper band right now. It's still daylight out. I was just trying to find something up here. We'll listen again to a different band here in a moment. I just wanted to show you something. The reason the old speaker was so rattly... This is the old speaker, and as you can see, they did not put a dome in the middle to protect the magnet. So, you can hear the cone is just dragging on the magnet with all the dust and grit and gunk that's down inside there from the years. All this, there was a pile of dust in here when I took it down. Big dust bunnies, huge. There's still a big one right down in there, down inside where the magnet is. I'm pulling pieces of it out, but That's why it was so rattly. And I just happened to have another 3 1/4-inch speaker that came out of an old AM tube radio, about the 50s or 60s. So about 30 years, well, about 20 years newer than what was in there, but still, you know, roughly in the same era. And it just sounds way better. Let's shift to the middle bands. Yeah, sun's still up. We're not probably going to find much here. Yeah, signals are weak. Okie dokie. I think they call that speaking in tongues in the Baptist church. Well, let's go down to the AM broadcast band, which is where the radio was really built to shine.
Trying to pay or want to go back to school is hard because you're adding more and more debt onto debt. And
It
so
sounds
you never
great.
see an end of
And it's
that
got
road.
so much
You're like,
audio.
okay, what about my retirement?
Okay,
Thank Dr. Jones Walker so
that's about a quarter of the way up.
Followed her wonderful advice last night. And then on April 2nd, there's some great commercials.
And the payoff. Nunez goes. Benintendi bounces it up the third base line, and it's off the back of the third base umpire, Pat Hoberg. He might have saved extra bases for Benintendi.
That's only about a quarter of the way up.
Went right off the back.
And that thing
of
is
Pat
loud.
Hoberg. And it is a single for Benintendi, a hard hit ball that took 2 bounces and banged off the back of Hoberg, who turned his back towards home plate. Kevin Cash is actually going to go out.
So yeah, wow, it sounds great. So the old Echophone, it's done. I'm going to ship it back to the owner this weekend, send him an email, and post this video so he can have a gander at it. But there you go. Replacing that speaker was the last bit, and it sure sounds good now. So I say this one is done. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also, if you're not already a subscriber, click to subscribe. Join us on the Facebook channel for discussion about the videos. And if you'd like to help support this channel, please click to support me on my Patreon page.